Hello and happy Monday, Moon Day to all of you beautiful souls out there. My name is Kiara DeCass and I'm so excited to be doing this video for you guys today. You have no idea what's in store for you. This is the most important financial video you will ever watch. And we're about to get into it. So stay tuned because you're going to be in for a beautiful ride, especially if you're not in the crypto space just yet. So buckle your seats and let's get going. So first of all, if you haven't yet come to my page and liked and subscribed to my channel and my videos, please do so in the meantime. And I would really appreciate that. And of course, you guys know what to do. You know, everybody on YouTube speaks about it, but hitting that thumbs up is so important for the algorithms on the videos. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, you guys know about my Twitter and all my other pages. You're welcome to go and follow me there too. That would be great. But thank you so much to my 56 subscribers that I have right now, because you are the very reason that I'm motivated and I'm feeling powerful and energized to continue to do these videos. I've been a little bit man down the past couple days. As you can hear, my voice is not really the same. I've had almost a bit of a post-nasal drip thing going on, but I'm all good now. And in South African, we would say I'm sharp. Anyways, guys. So let's get straight to it. Obviously, this was a ride in the crypto space, the strong end, and we obviously experienced an interesting strong week last week, and we had a lot of things that we had to share with one another and go through, and I'm pretty sure everyone pretty much found themselves in a very difficult place where, you know, people like myself as a retailer are basically selling off very, very hard. A lot of liquidations took place last week. There are still an immense amount of liquidations taking place, but we're at a very, very critical point right now in the Bitcoin price and obviously in the whole crypto space and market cap space. So there's a few things I want to show you before I get onto any of that. And the first thing is going to be obviously our beautiful and wonderful coin gecko. So I just want to show you here, but have a look there, that we're sitting at a $911 billion crypto market cap this morning. So we've come up about 100 billion over the weekend, and we're seeing things like Bitcoin price up 9.5% this morning, Ethereum up 13% this morning, and BNB up 7.7%, Cardano 5%, Ripple 4%, Solana 9.5%, and so on and so forth. And of course, things like AVAX and the Steth are really going through their own stuff right now. So we're seeing some incredible volume move back into the space, and that's exactly what it is that we want to see. So let's get straight into the content of the video, and let's go and have a look at the charts and what's going on there. So one of the most important things that I wanted to show you guys is that we're on the 4-hour chart here right now. I always keep it on the 4-hour chart. You can see we're oversold on the stochastic, and we're under on the RSI. So very, very interesting divergence information here. You can see here that we've had descending volume other than this beautiful candle here, which was a nice buy up level. Obviously, because 20K was a very, very good level to buy. Everybody said, let's go to 20K. And guess what? It went to 20K and it dipped below. And let's see what happens from here, because right now we're at an interesting point. So I'm going to show you some stuff, some technicals that you might have a bit of fun with. So first thing, just check out the volume. The volume is basically declining, which means that there is potential for a big move coming soon. So who knows when and how, but I believe tomorrow, Tuesday, is perhaps that day that it could make a very, very big move. But if we look at this here, the blue line is crossing the red line, and that means straight back down. So I'm not saying it's going to break the level that we were over here, that we hit down here, which was actually 17,700 odd. And so you can see how we've been rejected off of the ribbon, and then we push back down. We've been rejected off of the ribbon, and who knows, we might push back down a little bit to like 18.5K again. But right now, I don't believe so that we'll break the bottom of this anytime like today, tomorrow, in the next couple of days. I think the big move is probably more swaying towards the upside because we've had such a pull down, and we need some relief in terms of that on the higher time frames, especially, not necessarily on the lower time frames. So the lower time frames could be in a consolidation mode, but this could be the start of a new head and shoulders pattern. So shoulder, head, and perhaps a little bit of a bounce up here, and then another rejection again, and then a little bit of a shoulder here. So I'm going to say to you that right now, we're going to consolidate for a couple more days, but we got a big move coming up soon. I'm pretty confident in it, and a lot of signals are showing that direction. So you want to know why this is the most important video? I'm going to leave that to the end so that you stick around and watch my content. So on the daily time frame, like I said, we needed a bit of a relief, right? So the RSI, the purple line, is starting to looking to cross over the yellow. The blue line has already crossed. It hasn't bumped up over the 20 level here. So once it bumps up over the 20 level, we're going to see some huge buy action come in here, and that might bring us back up to around 28K. If we get up back to 28K, we've got a resistance level here on an upward channel. We've got the descending wedge pattern with resistance right here, and we've got two levels of resistance right here. So there's a lot of, and plus the ribbons, there's a lot of resistance above us. But like I said, with descending volume taking place, there's a huge opportunity to gain that volume back in the market right now, especially with everything signaling that there is going to be a huge move coming soon. And that move is pointing upwards. It's not pointing downwards. So from a technical perspective, and I may be wrong in technical analysis in this instant, is something important and something very powerful. So our daily candle yesterday closed nicely. First of all, the daily candle closed above my purple box. It didn't break below the previous day's candle. Okay. And on top of it, there is an absolutely beautiful railway track happening here. Yes, they're not candles like that size, but it doesn't matter. There's still a bit of a railway track happening here. And a railway track means a reversal in the direction, in the immediate direction. Not in a long-term direction, but in the immediate direction, unless it's on your higher time frames. So this candle is looking for a bit of relief. So it's going to say to us, we might bounce a little bit around here. Okay, but the likelihood is we're probably going to come up a little bit. And for me, I haven't put in a trade here. As much as I like this, I still see that we might consolidate for a few more months. Okay, and I'd rather just be a little bit more patient and wait. Yes, it's a nice trade from 20K to 28K. It's a really good trade. But right now, I must be honest, I'm not extremely confident because there's still a lot of noise and FUD. And there's certainly a lot of companies that are in a liquidation process. So it's been a knock-on effect throughout the crypto space where crypto companies have borrowed money from other companies. And as you guys know, companies like 3AC have already gone into bankruptcy. So there's been a lot of companies that are going through this. And when they borrowed from each other and their positions are liquidated, that doesn't help each other because, of course, that puts more pressure on them to sell, to create that liquidity back in their own system, which then obviously helps the people trust more in their project, if I could put it in such light terms. Okay, but for now, this is looking a little bit more positive. Okay, you can see we've had a lot more slowdown here from all of the selling action. So let's go and have a look quickly on the higher time frame as to what happened for our weekly candle, because that's the news that everybody wants to hear about, right? The weekly candle close. Well, guess what, guys? We closed the weekly candle above my purple box, which is above the support level, which is phenomenal news. We're still way oversold, the most oversold we've been in a very, very, very long time. I mean, we're literally down at almost the zero level here, 0.08 level. And that hasn't happened. These other two here are at the 2 level, so, and this 5 level. So very, very, very interesting scenario. We already wicked here. It's a little wick. It's not necessarily like the 2020 wick, where we wicked seriously hard down and then wicked and then immediately pulled back up. So we had a huge sell pressure volume from the previous week. We had huge sell pressure volume from there, and it dropped. So if it needs to find some more support, it might come down to the 12,000 level. Okay, that's still a possibility that I'm not letting go of, but with such intense down movement, there is a sure move for a relief coming in soon, and we can see that here as well. When it started to drop here, boom, there was a little bit of a relief, and this is what I mean, like consolidation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks before we actually like relief rallied. So we could sit here for that similar kind of time. And the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. So 8 to 10 weeks, guys. Where does 8 to 10 weeks take us to? Well, guess what? Beyond the next Federal Reserve comments on rates. And that's or rate hike. And that's going to take us to a point where perhaps that's when we get that rally in. So I wanted to show you something. I wasn't able to do it properly here on the chart online, but I'd like you to just have a look here. If you can see nicely, where's that? But if you have a look there, my candle, the weekly candle, broke down to the 17,400 or 17,600 level. And basically that candle closed below the 200. But look, it wicked back up. And previously, before, we have seen very, very similar, a very similar move when the 2020 pandemic happened. We had a huge wick down and then an immediate return back up. So maybe that's going to be the same. Maybe. But I think right now, with the economic conditions and the dollar pushing up and all kinds of things happening there might be some serious consolidation, and we have to consider that. So before I tell you what that news is and why this video is the most important video for you, I wanted to just show you the Ethereum chart, because Ethereum actually had a very, very different scenario. On the 4-hour, Ethereum had a huge buy up at 923. But if you look at this, still meeting some resistance, even though we found some support on the purple box. If we can't come back up and break up above the ribbon and this purple box and find some support on top of both of them, we ain't going anywhere but back down. And if we come back down, I said to you guys, 500 would be my level. Check here, 463. That's the next support level here. Let's just put this on the day so that we don't have to, or even on the week. And that's my next support level. So currently we're sitting there. There's a little bit of support here. I mean, look where that candle wicked to, right? But the major support from all of this, okay, is down here at the $460 to $500 level. With that being said, we've had a crossover on the ribbons. There needs to be a little bit of relief again. This is not showing any signs of relief just yet, especially with the high sell pressure. I mean, Ethereum has literally seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're on our 13th week of red. Okay? That's insane, guys. I don't think that's happened in Ethereum before. But right now, I think the worst case scenario on ETH is 500, and the worst case on Bitcoin is 12,000. So I said that to you guys. I've called that. I might not be a crypto expert just yet, like Michael Saylor, but I can tell you something right now, that these are the points you want to be buying and you want to be accumulating. Look at the risk here versus trying to call the bottom and find the bottom, okay, for a few thousand extra, okay, or a few percent extra, when really, if Bitcoin had to go from where it is today, right here, right now, and pull back up to its previous all-time highs, you're going to make 220% rather than, you know, a small 35% on the downside, trying to gain an extra 35%. Does that make sense for you guys? No, it doesn't make sense to do that. So if it breaks back down even further, still keep averaging into your price level. This is called dollar cost averaging. It's probably one of the most well-known thing in the crypto space, and the healthiest thing in the crypto space to do and to work towards is to dollar cost average on the way down and dollar cost average on the way back up. Okay, now that makes the most amount of sense because I guess I'm going to just give you one more moment of suspense here. I said to you the dollar, if we couldn't break there, we'd find some resistance. Guess what? We found another level of resistance. So right now, the dollar is resisting quite heavily at this level. Okay, look at that resistance. So we're in a particular and peculiar place. The same thing here. The same thing. We've got gaps here that need to close. Okay. So let's get on to that most important part as to the title and the thumbnail. The most important video, financial video you will ever watch. Okay. And guys, call it clickbait, call it what you want to call it. I'm calling it for what it is. And right now, for you, it is the best time right now, because you cannot go back in history, okay, at all. Of course, we all know that. Right now, if you have a long-term mindset, 4 years is the time frame that people become very successful financially by just hodling or holding Bitcoin, okay, and things like Ethereum too, because Ethereum has also gone up, and a few other blue chip cryptocurrencies, but I'm focusing very specifically on Bitcoin and touching on Ethereum. These are the two I'm suggesting right now have the biggest and strongest, most fundamentals available in the crypto space, and because they make up for the majority of the crypto space. Okay, these are your two cryptos that are the big daddies of the big daddies in the crypto space. So with that being said here, the very reason for that thumbnail is because, like I said to you, if you ain't buying here and this is the bottom and Bitcoin makes a huge rally up, okay, you lost your opportunity. You've lost your opportunity. So instead of selling, instead of being fearful, instead of being scared, or whatever it might be that's going on inside here, get your emotions in check, take control of yourself, and know that hodling and just accumulating more and more and more and more and more at these levels is going to be the cheapest levels, even if it falls down to 12,000, is going to be the cheapest levels that you and I personally have gained in this market space. I'm not speaking for others that were in the market space before this. I'm speaking for newbies that have only been in the space for a couple weeks, a couple months, or even back to this point of nearly a year and a bit ago, nearly a year and a half ago now. This is where I started. I invested here. So you can only imagine, I'm still in a little bit of a loss, right? Okay, that's the reality of my portfolio. But because I'm accumulating at these levels and I've dollar cost averaged the whole way down, I don't care that I've seemingly lost money on paper, because those are unrealized losses. They're not realized losses. In other words, I haven't converted my Bitcoin into cryptocurrency, sold it at these lower prices for financial gain. Instead, when I invested here, I got to see my portfolio shoot up to the sky. So I was like, yes, I experienced that for myself. And as you guys can hear, my voice is starting to go. So I'm going to finish this video very, very soon. And then guess what? It fell out of the moon, out of the space, and came back down to these levels yet again where I invested in, and I was like, yes, I'm going to buy more. So I bought more and I rode the rally up, and I was like, yes, it's doing well. And guess what? I didn't see that I should have sold some of it, some to realize profit, and I rode it all the way back down here. So I'm not in a terrible loss. I'm just in a short loss. What is my portfolio down? Let's just see here. What's my portfolio? My portfolio is down about 40%. Okay, 40% compared to like a nearly 80% drawdown here, guys. Yes, I've lost money in the space before through scams and all kinds of things, but that's not why I'm here. The reason you need to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and other blue chips is because when this turns, and this starts to turn, oh boy, oh girl, we are going for the moon, the stars, the sky, and beyond into interstellar levels. Okay. And when we do that, the likelihood, and as we know, Bitcoin doesn't tend to break previous highs. So that high way back here, okay, it's currently sitting at that level. Okay. It doesn't break them. Right now, it's testing that level and it's pulled back up already. Okay, firstly, so the lowest possible level, once we break out of this level, that we're going to come back to is this level. So 65K, 63K, maybe back down to like 55K, 50K. But that's insane, because once it breaks there, you will never collect and buy Bitcoin and Ethereum or cryptocurrencies at these prices ever again. The likelihood is so slim. Okay. So, with the adoption taking place, retailers selling their stuff, I'm buying your stuff. You're selling it, I'm buying it. I'm telling you right now, this is the best time in history for you to accumulate at the cheapest possible prices. This is the cheapest possible price that I've bought at, and I wish I could have bought this many, many years ago when my friends told me about this way back when in 2011. But I didn't listen to them because I was a party animal and I partied like crazy, and it wasn't the right thing. But guess what? I was living at that time. I was experiencing life, and I can't shoot myself down for that, and neither should you. But I'm giving you a good enough heads up right here, because the consolidation levels happening. Okay, that there is, this right now is one of the best, if not the best opportunity currently to buy and hodl and hold and watch your portfolio grow on paper as well. Okay, because when you turn your paper into Bitcoin, okay, you're just stacking, Satoshi stacking, and you're gaining more Bitcoin, okay, and Ethereum and so on. But I'm telling you guys right now, this is a perfect moment for you to accumulate and build on your profit. And eventually, if you need to, whatever, if you buy 10 Ethereum and you need to sell 2 Ethereum when it reaches specific levels, realize that profit. That's okay as well. And guess what? You'll be able to store it and accumulate later on again, because the prices will come back down to not these levels, but these previous all-time highs. And guys, I'm going to say to you, when Ethereum hits that high, okay, that's a heck load of away from where it is right now. It's literally sitting at about $1,100 this morning, okay, $1,085, and I said to you it would possibly come down to the 500 level. Guys, you'd be insane not to invest at these levels, at these prices. So I am not giving you financial advice, okay, at all, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what a lot of institutions are doing, and a lot of big people in the market and the space, and people who've been in the crypto space through at least one, if not 2 or 3, one or all the bear markets. And those people have seen this time and time again. And I can tell you something, those people ain't selling their crypto. They haven't sold their crypto, and they won't sell their crypto, especially Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is sound money. It is sound money. The dollar isn't sound money. The inflation and the way the dollar is being printed is, not right now, but if you look at the US debt clock, The dollar's sitting in a negative $31 trillion. Where the heck is that? Okay, it's gone into places we don't even know. And I'll tell you something right now. When a lot of institutional money, I'm talking hundreds of billions and even into the trillions, into the future, by 2030, that's 8 years from now, the crypto space is going to be probably 100x from where it is today. Where does that take us? Maybe 200x because of the levels that it's come down to. We're going to see the crypto space at about a $200 trillion market cap. Guys, that's insane, because currently we're sitting at a 900 billion. We're sitting under 1 trillion. That means we have a 200x potential. If you put $1,000 or 1,000 rand, okay, that 1,000 rand will convert into 200,000 rand over the 8-year period. Where else could you make that kind of money? You couldn't, no matter where you invested your money. Only in the crypto space. And this is where you guys need to understand, okay, that this is very, very powerful information. And this is the reason I said this is the most important financial video you will ever watch. And with that being said, please remember to give me a thumbs up for the content. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this video for you. And please come and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate your energy and your love. And you go out and you invest in yourself and you invest in your future and you have yourself a magnificently beautiful and wonderful day today in every way. Blessings to you, my wonderful souls. Thank you for watching this to the end, and you take care.